in the restaurant. So,
Hello there. It is my third day officially of recording, but yesterday I didn't trade all that much, but I did attempt to record, but I had a problem where my new headset, I didn't realize the microphone was off, so I never was able to I wasn't able to hear anything that I was saying, so I chose to not post those videos. I didn't feel well either, because I've now got a cold and fevers. So, wasn't feeling all that great, and I had a sort of a so-so day. I had a break even in the DAX, and I made a little bit less than 1% in the Nasdaq. Maybe like 0.8% in the Nasdaq. Wasn't able to catch any trends or anything. Sort of got distracted here just now. I took a trade in a small size, like quarter of my normal size. I bought that bull bar there. Put my stop loss below it. Oh, it was $5 a point. And as the market kept moving in my favor, I just kept trailing my stop to below the prime bar low. I got stopped out up here for a small profit. It was actually a little bit more because I think I've got a slightly better entry than the close of that bar. Got an entry down here, like literally on the tick. It ticked down a few ticks and I bought it there. So yeah. I will actually show my transactions for the previous day, yesterday, and for today, this one. So my transaction history looks like this. So I traded yesterday in the DAX and 2 trades in the Nasdaq and just 1 trade today in the DAX. This is today's one up here. And that's the damage. Yesterday was pretty much a break even in the DAX. A little bit of profit up here in the Nasdaq and a little bit of profit today. My first 3 days trading this week were excellent. I was making around 4%. Then yesterday was so-so. I made less than 1%. And today I've got probably around 0.5%, just over 0.5%. I'm being a little bit careful with my sizing at the moment. Like I said, I've traded a quarter of my size just before. Just because I sort of was confused by this. And then apparently a sell signal on the 5-minute chart, 3 consecutive bear bars, 3 consecutive bear bars, and then an immediate reversal up. So I thought, what the hell is going on here? I was under the impression that we could get a sharp reversal here, and because the market is trading so close to the high of the week this week, I thought there is a good chance, maybe over 50%, like 55%, that this day ends up here and it ends up closing really strong on the weekly bar. Either that or a huge sell-off, closing a bear bar. But on the daily chart, there was a big bull bar here on Wednesday and a follow-through bar here on yesterday, on Thursday, but unable to close above the high of the prior bar. But on the daily chart, big bull bar, tiny bear bar, huge bull bar, and a follow-through was another bull bar. So I thought, it looks bullish. It could end up here closing on the high of the week. However, at the moment, it just made a second leg down. So at the moment, it is a bear trend officially. Big bear bar, 2 bull bars, 3 bear bars. Now something like a reversal bar, but it has 3 minutes until it closes, so I still think there's a slightly higher chance. It was so close to yesterday's high, and I would have thought it was still a decent chance to touch the high of yesterday, possibly go even higher. But I'm not sure after seeing this second leg down. I'm not sure now. I think obviously as long the more it keeps making legs down, the lower the probability of what I thought might happen, which is it goes up here and closes on its high for this week. It is Friday, so possible trend day. So it could just keep grinding lower. It has made a second leg down, so definitely an edge to the bears here. Yeah, you gotta respect the structure, because somebody is executing a sell order, so kind of have to respect the structure. So with 1 minute to go, there's 15-minute bar, the third one. Looks as though it's going to close. I mean, is it going to close below the low of the day? Or is it going to go back into the range here and close in the range of the prior bar? Interesting. We're right to be short here, which I wasn't. But that could have been a good sell short here. 3 consecutive bear bars, growing bodies. And if I trailed my stop just like I did with the last one, I would have been stopped out above this bull bar. So I was just a little bit distracted. I took a long, and then when I got stopped out of that, I went to the kitchen. I was having some dinner and just went to put my plates in the dishwasher. So I missed out on that. I don't feel FOMO these days in the market. Like I just know that there are so many opportunities in the week that I don't have to be sad about missing out on something like this. Yeah, all these bars are really quite big now. I'm not quite sure how to approach this. If I were to sell short, where to put my stop and so on, and how much to risk. I think that's crucial. Always, I try to remember all the time about risk first and how much is at stake. There's a lot at stake every time you sit down to trade, I think. Gotta take it seriously. Can't just sell or buy willy-nilly. Recipe for disaster, I think, if you just start clicking buttons. Yeah, recipe for disaster. I've had Panadol and Nurofen for my fever. Be interesting to see if this 5-minute bar manages to close a bull bar up here somewhere. That could be a decent reversal. But what I think happened here in the open is a 50% retracement. Oh my god, look at that. Precisely. Well, it was like 61%. Probably. And whoever sold there got a measured move, which is good for them. They might get more. You never know. So the second 20-minute bar is bearish as well. Bear bar. So seems like some pretty strong selling here. Maybe a little bit of support at this high from yesterday, but it does look as though it wants to go down more. See how it plays out. It's about 12 minutes until the close of the 60-minute bar. What I have seen in the DAX is quite often, whether it's profit taking or people buying reversals, in the last 10 minutes or so, roughly, tend to get a rally into the close of the hour on a sell-off like this. I sort of think about it in terms of it's probably some profit taking on shorts. I thought in the past I've been able to scalp long. After a big sell-off on the hour, I've been able to scalp long a little bit because it tends to bounce towards the close of the 60-minute bar. Yeah, there are times though when that does fail as well, and you end up getting, like in the dying seconds of the 60-minute bar, it just like starts expanding down here and closes a huge bear bar on its low. Like a climax towards the end of the hour. I've seen that too. Just got to play it as it comes. Try to anticipate which one it's going to do based on some chart pattern on the smaller time frame. I don't think this is double bottom high or low here, but it doesn't look all that convincing at the moment to buy. An inside bar here on the 5-minute. Doesn't seem that great to buy for a scalp up. On a day like this, I should probably be thinking short anyway. So with this long that I took here, I obviously had an extremely tight stop loss, just below the signal bar. And then as soon as it took off, I just kept tightening it. And if it came down here, I just would have been stopped out for -5 points, which is fine. That's usually how I approach trading a reversal. I want to be extremely small stop, and really precise with my management of it. Like if it wants to shoot up higher and just do a full V-shaped reversal, not V-shaped here, but if it wants to do a full reversal of the entire range, a major trend reversal, if it wants to do that really quickly, I'll just keep trailing my stop. But I'm generally a scalper, which means that I do not allow pullbacks. And to me, a technical pullback is a bar going below the prior bar low. That is the technical definition of a pullback for me on the time frame that I trade. So this is trending. There's a trend in this bar. There's a trend in this bar. It's trending lows, trending highs, trending closes. Everything is trending here until this bar, which does not have a trending close. Oh, sorry. It does actually have a trending low, a trending high, and a trending close. So the first bar that doesn't do that is this bar. And then I got stopped out right there. As soon as it stops doing this, I don't care. I don't want to be in it anymore. I'm not allowing any pullback. That is usually how I try to trade. I don't always do it. Sometimes I just take profit quickly. Most of the time that is to my detriment. I think if I actually followed this rule a lot more, I would be making a lot more money in trading if I trailed my stop loss with this specific method. Because most of the time when I get out, it turns out I got out too early. Yeah, see, I was in a reversal mindset, but I should have been thinking short. It's okay. I feel like because of my method of using very tight stops and managing my risk, even if I don't succeed on a particular day, I really hardly allow the market ever to hurt me significantly. When I say hurt me, hurt my account. So I rarely ever allow the market to take a lot of money from me. That being said, when I started trading, that did happen to me. Especially when I've made a mistake of moving my stop loss. Because I'm like, I know it's going to reverse. It's definitely going to reverse. And then I get stopped out. And I just kept moving my stop loss. And I'm like, I should have been out of this trade like 45 minutes ago. I have definitely made those mistakes, which is why I am extremely cautious now. Even if I'm wrong about the direction, I'm wrong about the trade, I don't usually get hurt. Because I I'm not so good on larger time frames. Like, I just can't sit in a trade for 20 minutes watching it go into profit and then pulling back to zero and into negative and then going up again, and I just stress too much looking at that. So the hour closed. Oh, it's closing in 4 minutes actually. So it's the final 5-minute bar. But a really weird 15-minute bar here currently. So it is a big bear bar, 50% pullback, big bear bar. And this bar is about 3 minutes until closing this 15-minute bar. And it's just got no range at all. It has about 1/5 the range of the prior bar. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that bar. What is happening with this bar? I think if it does close like this, a bull bar, even if the market rallies up, it's going to be a problem, this bar. It's going to come back and test it at some point. Is it just a lack of volume or what? Yeah, really small volume, it seems, compared to the prior bar. It's weird. The DAX is a weird index. Okay. Ooh. I'm just going to listen a little bit to the trader Tom guy, because he's tried to trade the DAX this morning and he lost a fair bit, I think. I'm going to listen to him a little bit.
You saw me, for example, trade the espresso with 2 lot size at 40 points, and then the next trade I used the 1 lot size, the 90 point stop loss. That's the same risk, so I keep risk consistent. Keeping a fixed stop loss. Maybe it's based on ATR, maybe it's whatever, you know. But makes things just simpler, right? So I don't want to micro adjust, you know. If I had an initial stop loss of 80 points because that's just what it is, and then I pulled it down 77 points. Do I micro adjust the lot size? No, I just keep it there where it is. So it needs to be practical, right? So you're here in the field, you need to fire trades, and also speed sometimes matters. So and then those things help. Yeah, that's probably also why Tom does it like that. Makes things easier. Hey Andy, that's a cool shirt. You like mushrooms? Oh wait, that's coconuts. Yeah, there's a palm trees and coconuts, right? Wait a second. Here you go. Palm trees and coconuts. No mushrooms, shrooms, or whatever. I don't do that. I smoke cigars. I don't even drink alcohol. Same chair, almost same shirt. Lovely brother. Those chairs are really good, right? That's a yeah. Hi Andy, have you ever encountered this while using the software? The controls overlaps and it's quite big. I'm trying to resize the resolution but didn't fix it. Yeah, look guys, I don't want to discuss too much technical problems, or I don't want to give tech support to the TFC software, even though I was involved in testing it and suggesting some features. Um, but yeah, if you see up here the controls, they overlap. Why do the controls overlap? Because that stuff here is not part of stock Trade Nation, the top stock Trade Nation platform. Those are added by the Trade from Chart extension. So, and they take up space. So, and if you then make that window smaller, that overlaps with the stock controls, right? So that's just what's happening. It's annoying, but on the other hand, it's also a great tool and doesn't cost us anything. So oh, I got a gift for 50 stars. Lovely. I've never received that. Thank you. Talitha, thank you. Um, Manish Patel, there was a gap at 24,750 from 2 days ago, which has just been filled. I'm actually scalping the long. Oh, well done, brother. Well done.
So am I. See how it goes.
Was very dangerous to take a short there, huh? Yeah. Yeah, well. I scaled out quickly. I'm not too unhappy about it. Bunims, a lot of uncertainty in this market. The charts have been dribbling. My guys.
So I just bought the long there. Because I had 3 consecutive bull bars. And I got more than a 1-to-1 there. Almost a 2-to-1. And I just took profit.
57 and 890, 831 it started working. Rob, sorry about that. Didn't realize. The old guy, why do you just work out your average MAE on DAX and FTSE and set your stop so that they cover 90% of them? There's no point in setting a huge stop loss and taking the loss before it hits. All that does is place that money into an unused stop and reduce winning position sizes. Well, I have my reasons, brother. You might do it differently. I lengthily explained my the things that I have to juggle here concerning stop loss management yesterday. So feel free to rewatch. Not a great day today. Lost in both Nikkei and ASX trades. Right now it is screaming Andy and not anti. All right. Sorry that you lost, brother. So, Beata, what a fancy shirt you're wearing today. Andy, could you talk about your early trading days when you get a chance, please? Thanks. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, maybe we can do a little story time. But I have to maybe write that up, or look into that. Maybe I find some pictures or whatever. It's a lot has happened. So DAX still. Bears haven't given up. FTSE is definitely in a trading range. Interesting. I will at one point I will tell you the story. So Stonksman, but in CFDs, don't you trade with a liquidity provider, not a single person? Uh, so not one private person would buy from you since this isn't cash. Yes, you're absolutely right. Um, CFD is a synthetic asset that replicates the underlying market. Uh, but yeah, um, it also does so in a way that if there are no buyers or sellers, you get also slipped. So that's how far that replication goes. So yeah, behaves really like as if you traded futures. Um, it yeah, but in theory, yeah, you're correct, man. It's not entirely wrong what you're saying. So, but then a liquidity provider needs to, yeah, how do they do that? They take basically the aggregate of buy and sell orders and execute them against the real market or not. Um, how that really works behind the scenes, maybe we should ask Tom that because he, believe it or not, he knows that he has been working for a broker. Um, he would probably ask, why do you even care? Why would you really want to know that, how that works behind the scenes? But if that is of general interest, before I drop here some half knowledge or half wisdom, let's ask the man himself. So we'll ask Tom. Kaisar, yeah, don't ask me if you can ask questions, just ask the question already. Otherwise, Ferry, hi Andy, greetings from Germany. Quick questions. Do you have an app that you can recommend for price alarm? Thanks you for your good work and helping us with trading. Have a great morning. I personally I don't use price alarms. I believe that this broker here, Trade Nation, has some sort of alarm function, and that also seems to work on the app. I haven't really used it, so the wrong guy to ask. So Adis, if you take an anti school run, it should be called karaoke anti, and you should sing the whole time while the position is open. Yeah, today would I have been happy with the anti? Certainly some overlap there. So Shinzi said, "Tell that bloke asking about your account to." I will not read that out loud, brother. But thank you. Andre, please stop answering to stupid people. Filter the questions, pick the ones that you like. There's so many haters, and I don't want you to be Tom 2.0 that loses his time to answer to ungrateful people. Well, I try to be professional about it and answer everybody, but the questions are piling up. Try to go through them chronologically. But yeah, at one point I probably can't answer all of them, and then I might filter some out.
Okay, I might just turn this guy down because he's not trading. He's just talking. And he basically just trades. Mostly, not always, but most of the time he's trading the few setups that Tom Hugart has, like the school run. I was just away from the screen, I didn't see this. Could have sold short something. more legs down now. So the bears definitely seem to have the edge here and they're in control. Just how to position myself short now. Just feeling stuff out here. I have only been trading quarter size so far, so my profit is not much. It's about $300. Were I trading full size, it would be 4 times as much, but that's okay. Just ticking up, just having small upticks in my account. It's good. And I feel like the DAX is very trappy, so just a lot of traps in the DAX. Let's just tick below the hourly chart, the 60-minute chart. See if it reverses here. This is a final flag, maybe a trap for bears to short it below that low. Give it a few minutes, see what plays out. I guess you could say that I have a long bias at the moment, because I really think that, when you look at bars like the weekly bar, the daily bar, that is where institutions are positioned. So the institutions are positioned long at the moment, and they're probably expecting, I don't know, maybe they're taking profit, but I imagine they would be expecting and trying to close as strong a bull bar today as possible on the weekly chart as well, as strong a bull bar as possible. So I keep having this thing in the back of my mind that it could rip up and close a strong bull bar. Monthly chart as well is bullish, so 2 of the last months have been bullish. So that tells me that large institutions are positioned long. That's the idea that I came with into the trading session today. Because I looked at the chart before I sat down. The dilemma is that right now the market is going down. It's been almost an hour and a half of trading, so I'm due to stop soon. It's been an hour and 15 minutes on the chart. I, as a general rule, don't trade for longer than an hour and a half these days, because the longer I'm here, the more I get lack of focus and inability to concentrate, and also the more confused I get about price action. And also, if I am taking losing trades, it is another sort of mechanism to protect my capital, to stop trading for that day. because something, whatever it is, something's not right. Either I'm not right and I'm not thinking clearly, or the market is behaving in a way that is not conducive to me making profit with my method. So either way, whatever it is, I stop doing it. Could have a reversal here. Because we may have some bears trapped down there at that new low, selling on a stop below the 60-minute bar. And it's possible that some of them may panic out. When they start panicking out, they buy back their shorts and they become buyers in the market. And the market tends to rip up. I think that's how trends are created. Losers panicking out. It also said it in a very good trading book that I read, and it said that trends need losers, and it used some funny analogy like trends need losers like a fish needs water or something, because that is what propels trends. People constantly trying to trade the reversal and losing, getting out, and you get big surges in the direction of the trend. I mean, this looks like it could be the beginning of a bull trend. It's a spike up. Look at the 10-minute bar, big spike. The 15-minute bar, 20-minute bar, yeah, reversal bar. Strong close now on this bar. Could still find solace higher. But I would be really surprised if there's not strong buying into the close of this week. So into the close of the trading session of the DAX. To try and close as big a bull bar on the weekly chart as possible. As strong a bull bar as possible. I'd be really surprised if that doesn't happen. But there is still 7 hours to go until the German session closes. Yeah, that would have been a great buy here. 2 consecutive bull bars. The stop loss of 13 points. And I would have a possible 50 points profit. About 45 actually. And just trail my stop loss below the low of the current of the prior bar. So it would go here now. Below this bear bar. Which is ironic because sometimes you get buyers show up there. You wouldn't necessarily want to get out there. But I use that method because I do not want to allow a pullback at all.
want to see visually one leg, pullback, second leg.
Man, I sort of like listening to these traders, but I don't have a great deal of patience for people who are just sitting there talking about what they could have done and what they should have done, or what a great thing to do is. Just fucking do it. Get into a trade. Like, if you're just talking about the positions you would have had, but you've had 3 losing positions already, like, why? Come on, you know. I think everybody can look at the chart afterwards and go, yeah, I would have bought here, right here, this bar here, because I saw this bar and I thought it was a huge breakout and it was bound to get follow through, and I would have bought it and waited and just put my stop loss to break even and just let it run and go, and then I would have taken profit here. Yeah, like, yeah, everybody can do that, but why aren't you in the trade? I'm slobbering at the moment because of my runny nose. Looks like it's forming a bear channel. Very weird price action. 10-minute chart. Big sell-off. Big sell-off. Sell-off. Big rally. Big sell-off. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, now I think about it, that probably is a weak buy signal bar, so if it goes up, it probably won't go up very far. Makes sense. I suppose it does make sense. I think I'm gonna end the recording and post it and just come back, go rest, sleep, and then come back and trade NASDAQ.